Booming business or drain on the community's resources? A possible data center splits opinions in Rochelle as a deal moves towards a decision from city leaders.
The city of Rochelle works with a New York-based developer to potentially bring a new data center to the hub city.
Yeah, WIFR's Nathaniel Langley learns some in the community hope leaders unplug from the idea.
Daniel, Sydney, even before signatures hit the dotted line, residents question what need is there for a facility that could power artificial intelligence. The city manager says concerns will be absorbed into a final agreement.
I'm not sure why we're even looking at it.
Emily Vasic believes Rochelle deserves better than a data center.
We could be looking at something better with more job sustaining buildings or industries.
A deal with New York-based developer LFF Industrial would bring a center to the hub city.
They use basically a small town's worth of electricity and resources that pretty much puts a strain and raises the demand.
We all live in this community too.
City manager Jeff Fagenshoe says the agreement is incomplete.
We're not going to recruit a project to the community that doesn't benefit the community.
The facility would use 50 megawatts, the same as powering around 50,000 homes.
So we capped it at 50 so we have room to grow in other parts of our community.
Fagenshoe expects the center to generate up to $800,000 in utility taxes each year.
And that funds our streets and our sidewalks and our storm sewers.
Rochelle owns its electricity service.
We have the ability to hedge in the market.
That can mean residents won't see electricity rates change if the center is built.
Anything that this data center brings on for load, they're responsible for procuring themselves.
Some stay doubtful.
Well, if we're not even set in stone and we don't have a developer yet, how do they know that?
Just the whole issue of environmental harm, water usage. We only have a finite amount of clean water and natural gas.
Tolliver says Rochelle's cost for delivering electricity to homes is actually decreasing. A contract for customers will keep those rates consistent until 2029.
The city manager stressed any agreement requires a vote by council members. A public meeting may be held in November to discuss the data center and its impact on electricity in the area.